Hello everyone, I'm Satya and along with Higmo and Faucio, I'll be presenting on schizoid personality disorder and intellectual disability. Schizoid personality disorder, aka SPD, is a condition where a person shows detachment from social relationships and has limited emotional expression. People with this disorder usually prefer being alone, avoid close relationships, and may appear emotionally distant. They often choose solitary activities and have difficult performing meaningful connections. Disorder affects how someone reacts socially and how they express their feelings. This is Mark, a 40-year-old man diagnosed with SPD and moderate intellectual disability. He has lived in a group home for 20 years. Growing up, he was quiet, preferred solitary activities, and received special education support. His parents were supportive but worked full time, and his older sister lives in another country but stays in touch. Mark experiences persistent sadness, loss of interest, low energy, difficulty concentrating, and changes in sleep and appetite. He follows a very rigid routine and communicates minimally, which makes daily interactions challenging for staff. To understand Mark's behavior, we looked at the biopsychosocial factors. Biologically, he has cognitive limitations and adaptive functioning challenges. Neurologically, he has slower processing and difficulty with flexibility. Psychologically, he shows flat affection and rigid thinking patterns. Socially, he has limited peer relationships, long term group home living, and a supportive but distant family. There is also a risk of diagnostic overshadowing where his mental health symptoms may be overlooked because of his intellectual disability.
People with schizoid personality disorder and moderate intellectual disability experience several barriers that can impact the effectiveness of support and interventions that are out there for them. For the first barrier they face is communication difficulties. They might struggle to express emotions or needs clearly, and a proposed solution for that is to use simple language, visual support, and allow extra time during the conversation. Another barrier is social withdrawal. People with schizoid personality often prefer isolation and avoid social interaction. Our proposed solution for this is gradually encourage social engagement through one-to-one interaction and activities connected to the person's interests. Another barrier that they might face is resistance to change and rigid routines. And a proposed solution is to use structured schedules, visual reminders, and prepare for transitions or changes in routine. The fourth barrier is diagnostic overshadowing and stigma. This means it occurs when behaviors or mental health symptoms are viewed by only as part of intellectual disability, causing mental health concerns to be overlooked. In addition, we know that personality disorders diagnosis can carry stigma, which may affect the quality of care and access to services. A proposed solution of this is to use person-centered approach and provide staff education to dual diagnosis. And the last barrier is limited access to specialized services. As many professions report feeling unprepared to support individuals with both intellectual disability and personality disorder because of their complex dual diagnosis. A proposed solution for this is to provide specialized training and supervision and multidisciplinary team collaboration. So, for the assessment, staff can use functional behavior analysis or FBA to understand why Mark withdraws from others, becomes upset with changes, and has communication difficulties. Staff can also observe and collect data on his behavior, routines, and interaction. And a communication assessment may also help identify better ways for Mark to express his wants and needs. Um, Family and staff's also interview is also important to learn about his strengths, his interests, and triggers, which can help with learning more about him. All right, so as for the intervention, we're going to use ABA strategies such as positive reinforcement to encourage participation in activities and communication. The second thing is the visual supports and communication strategies, which we're going to use visual schedules, picture supports, and simple language, which can help Mark help better understand routines and communicate his needs, as well as give him extra processing time, which may also reduce frustration. Another thing we're going to also do is the social skills training. Staff can encourage low pressure social activities based on Mark's interests, such as drawing as well as reading, with a smaller group. Another thing we're also going to do is collaborative approach in behavior supports. This is when family members, caregivers, and professional work together
to provide consistent support and help Mark reach his goals. We're also going to focus on preventive strategies such as not making any sudden changes.
And these are the references that we used. Thank you.